Grosjean, Latifi, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen and Magnussen are the 5 in the elimination zone at the moment. Kimi Raikkonen 5/100ths of a second inside the time he needs to lift his car out of the bottom 5, and that is the Williams of Nicholas Latifi that has gone off.
He burned a hole in his tyres.
Yeah, that's the end of his qualifying. Well, certainly, I think Kimi was a lot further advanced than Latifi, so he's been able to carry on, but can't get out of that bottom 5. Didn't have the grip in his tyres for the final sector, and had to, well, just couldn't get the traction that he wanted, I think, coming out of this Vale chicane that could give him those couple of tenths that he needed. Checker flag is out, Giovinazzi takes it, he's not got out of qualifying either, so George Russell still the man at risk, but one by one those that are threatening a Q2 appearance are falling by the wayside. So next to cross the line, Kevin Magnussen can't lift himself out of the bottom 5. George Russell is on for 3 consecutive Q2 appearances as it stands at the moment, but would surely like to be a little bit higher and a bit more comfortable than P15. He crosses the line and goes 9th fastest. That is a very nice effort indeed, Mr. Saturday, George Russell.
I spun.
Okay. And he carries on, Martin, that 100% record to his teammate, who's got that sinking feeling of just getting it all wrong around Luffield.
I definitely backed off. You can see it on the throttle trace on the entry, and I was well in control.
We're on board now with Max Verstappen in the other Red Bull. Well, into the low 126s with that particular run, and about 4 tenths between Verstappen and Albon. Bottas, meanwhile, purple, fastest first sector, fastest middle sector, dare say fastest final sector as well. 125.0 as Valtteri Bottas goes quickest, and his teammate Lewis Hamilton has had problems on his flying lap down at turn 7, which is Luffield. Look what happened here.
Oh dear.
Car's okay and tyres okay. Okay, copy.
Lewis Hamilton is out there with the track to himself. No traffic to worry about whatsoever.
And it's still a third of a second shy of his teammate, but it'll do to get him through to the final part of qualifying.
Absolutely, he's still 8 tenths clear of Max Verstappen in 3rd place, and left a bit in reserve, Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, he's got the back end hanging out. You should then just be pulling gears to the end.
And he doesn't improve. Stays 9th fastest, Lance Stroll, but I'm looking at the timing charts at the moment and I'm not seeing massive improvements from those underneath him. Sebastian Vettel stays P8. Nico Hülkenberg goes into the top 10 at the expense of Alex Albon. Daniel Ricciardo drops Hülkenberg back out of the top 10. He goes 7th fastest. Esteban Ocon goes 5th fastest for Renault. Pierre Gasly can only make 11th fastest. Lance Stroll is hanging on in that top 10. Here comes Carlos Sainz, goes 4th quickest. But what of Alex Albon? Has not put in a personal best through the middle sector, and Alex Albon misses out on Q3 in the Red Bull. That is a big disappointment for him and the team as well. Lando Norris is safe, he knows that as he crosses the line. George Russell can only manage 14th fastest for Williams, but that is a big blow for Alex Albon and for Red Bull. 2.5 off the pace, but he misses out on the top 10 by about 5/100ths of a second.
Hülkenberg will be very disappointed. He was on soft tyres as well. Gets knocked out, and Stroll just through on the mediums. Whew.
Lando Norris now continues on his way and crosses the line. It's a 126.4 to beat. Meanwhile, Valtteri Bottas 2 tenths up on Lewis Hamilton in the first sector on this lap. Charles Leclerc with a 27.5 as well is putting that Ferrari quite handy, as his incidents, which saw Lance Stroll having to stamp on his brakes in the pit lane, is going to be investigated after the session, say the stewards. Here's Lewis Hamilton then. That's the time to beat. It's a 124.6 by Lewis Hamilton. Smashes the track record by nearly 4 tenths of a second. Daniel Ricciardo, 4th fastest. In fact, slowest of the 4 times that we've got so far. We're on board now with Lance Stroll, who's been on a front row before. Where's this racing point? It's 2nd at the moment with a 125.9. We look to see where Valtteri Bottas is, coming through the Vale chicane behind Charles Leclerc, who goes 3rd fastest. Valtteri Bottas crosses the line and he's lost time throughout the lap. Hamilton on provisional pole. It's It's a tenth and a half between the two Mercedes drivers as Esteban Ocon goes 7th fastest ahead of his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. And we look now to Sebastian Vettel crossing the line, 5th fastest for Vettel. Decent time for him. Max Verstappen last across the line, doesn't make the front row, but 3rd fastest won't be too bad for Red Bull. Towards the Vale chicane he goes. Clean exit, not getting wheel spin as you put the throttle down and keep the car on that racing line. Absolutely imperative to not losing too much time. Stroll doesn't improve his time, will stay 4th. Daniel Ricciardo just behind him does improve to go 5th fastest overall. Here's his teammate Esteban Ocon. Ocon goes 7th fastest, and it's 3-1 to Ricciardo in the Renault battle this year. Carlos Sainz goes 5th fastest, decent performance from him. Lando Norris's teammate goes one better, so Lando Norris once again on a Saturday getting the better of his more experienced teammate. Here comes Charles Leclerc, who's actually looked very competitive so far this weekend, goes 3rd fastest in that Ferrari. Sebastian Vettel, his teammate, can he out-qualify Charles Leclerc? No, and it's only P9 for Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton's on provisional pole. He'll see the checkered flag. He crosses the line. He goes even faster to extend his advantage over the one man that can stop him getting pole. Bottas crosses the line. He can't stop Hamilton on this Saturday here at Silverstone. Max Verstappen has to settle for 3rd fastest, and Lewis Hamilton, for the 7th time, is on pole for his home British Grand Prix.
And I think Lance Stroll will be a bit disappointed down there in 6th place, but good effort there. Leclerc, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, fine place there, 5th on the grid. So, and what a weekend, what a miserable weekend Seb Vettel's had.
Absolutely.
Down there in 10th.